everyone, we got to the last video in our ABC of singing. C stands for connection. This is all about where we went through our part with alignment and breathing. This is what we're building up to, is using more of the core muscles when we sing. You've already felt a bit when we were doing the breathing exercises how important the corset muscle is to controlling your exhale and your breathing. That's vitally important for when you sing, because if you don't have the breath, you can't sing. And now it's about bringing more of the core muscles in to support your voice. So something that I do quite often with the pupils is to help them feel a bit more like they know what muscles I'm talking about. It's a couple of different exercises. I like you to just put your hand on your tummy, just get it around where your belly button is, just above your belly button. And then you like to do a revving sound, like you're revving the engine of a car. Yeah, I'm not just daft. That's actually for a reason. Did you notice when you put your hand on your tummy, there's a very slight movement, and I'll try and show you roughly what it's like. It's almost like a kind of like very quick kind of little motion like that. That's your muscles coming in to help you, and that's also the amount in which you should use your muscles when you're singing. So let's try that again. If you put your hand on your tummy, just above your belly button, and then we're going to start revving the engine again. Ready? Here we go. That's how much your muscles should come in when you sing. I think this often when people are talking about training their voice, and they talk about core muscles and bringing in support muscles and things like that, it's very difficult for a teacher to describe what's going on, because, well, each person is unique and some people might feel it in a different way. But I think the revving the engine of a car kind of feeling is a good one, because only a bit like with the panting and everything, the only way that you can make that noise is by the muscles flexing very, very slightly. And that's how much you need to use them when you sing. Think of singing as more like a marathon rather than a sprint. You're not holding your muscles really tense, like, oh, the whole time. If you do that, you'll only be able to sing for like 2 songs, and then you'll be absolutely exhausted. It's all about pacing yourself. You are using your muscles, but it's only very slightly. And this is where stamina comes in, that you're holding your muscles in very slightly, but over a long period of time. So it's getting used to holding them, using them just a little tiny bit, getting used to that feeling of it, because it's not really anything that you would do in normal life, if that makes any sense. If you do yoga and Pilates, then you maybe have a kind of similar thing. Incidentally, I would recommend them as exercises to help you with your singing, because you become a lot more familiar with core strength and the principles that we're talking about in order to help about breath control and stuff. So now we've got the revving the engine thing. What I like to do is just sing a note together, and it doesn't need to be the same note that I'm doing. It could be just any note that's comfortable for you, because I know we'll have a whole different range of voices out there. Just for reference, I'm a coloured tuna mezzo soprano, so I'm maybe a bit slightly lower than some female voices. I'm just going to pick a note that's comfortable for me. Feel free, before you go into this as part of the video, if you want to go to a piano, pick out a note that you think is absolutely comfortable, right bang in the middle of your range, that you could sing it if you just got out of bed. It's one of those notes that you know you can rely on any day. Yeah? Pick something right in the middle of your range. And what we're going to do, I'm going to sing an ah. And with that bearing in mind, imagine you just rolled out of bed. Okay, here I go. Ah. So the next thing what I'm going to do is trying to bring and incorporate the muscles into what I'm doing. And I'm doing that because that's what the muscles were kind of doing when I was doing the revving sound. Think of revving your engine again. Bring that slight flex of your muscles in when you're singing your ah. But the crucial thing about this, it's all about timing. It's important when you're bringing muscles in, that they come in and your muscles are ready before you sing your ah. So imagine if this horizontal line here was like a timeline, and your ah is here. When you're doing the bringing in the muscles, think of it as they come in roughly here, about half a second before you're going to sing something. Ah, round here is when the muscles come in. So you can even do a ah, if that helps, yeah. So we're going to put your hand on your tummy again. So this time I'm going to do 2 revving sounds, and then we're going to sing an ah. And hopefully compared to the first one, it'll have like more depth of sound and richness to it, because that's what the muscles help you do. It gives more support for your voice, and because you're engaging the muscles, you have a further depth of tone. So I'm going to try that now. Here we go. Ah. So I hope that sounded better. And now the third thing we're going to do, this is to help improve the connection with your voice. Incorporating that slight movement in the muscles into when you sing will make a huge difference to your voice. It'll help to support your voice and give her richness and depth of tone. That's what you're looking for. And that's what people are talking about when they say to bring in the diaphragm muscles and all that kind of thing. People describe it in lots of different ways, and it can be very confusing. So the next thing I'm going to do is think about where you sing to makes a big difference. So just when you sing, don't still think I'm just singing a note, out it comes. It helps if you can focus on one point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on a point that's actually just behind the camera. It's like the door handle of the door of my studio. So I'll be looking over the camera and honing in on that one point and thinking about the sound that you're doing to travel into that one point helps to project your voice. Think of it as like when you're first singing a note and it's sounds okay, but it's very broad, isn't it? Hone in on that one target. And when you do that anytime that you sing, you could be singing to a person, you could be singing to a door handle, it could be an inanimate object. It doesn't really matter what it is. Send your voice in one particular direction when you sing. So this time, I'm going to do the 2 revs again and sing an ah, but this time I'm going to focus on the door handle. Sometimes when people focus really hard, they have the experience of a concentration, and sometimes it almost feels like it's coming out like between your eyes. And a good piece of advice, actually, I would say, is that when you're trying this, imagine there's laser beams coming out of your eyes and that you're honing in on something. Pew! It's a great excuse to make laser noises. Pew, pew! Okay, so let's have a retry of that now, okay? So I'm going to do my 2 revs and then I'm going to sing my ah, but with laser focus on my door handle. Here I go. Ah. So using your eyes, think of them as laser beams. If that first one doesn't work, another one that like works like 90% of the time with my pupils, I tell them to imagine the face of somebody that they don't like, and imagine that their eyes are putting laser beams through that face as they sing. And so sometimes you get some really stern looking faces when people are singing like, ah! But it really helps to get a good tone. Once you can relax into it and think of these laser beams but don't have a really angry face at the same time, then your voice will sound amazing. So let's do that one more time. We've got 2 revs. Put your hand on your tummy. And so your tummy muscles are coming in as they did before, but now we're thinking of somebody's face that we don't like, and we're going to hit that face with laser beams coming out for our eyes. Ready? So here we go. Ah. But thanks everyone. I hope that this series helped. Please feel free to contact me. It's Jane at musicisarforte.co.uk. You can also book a quick 10-minute Skype call with me, and I'm happy to do that anytime. Thank you.